So Donald Trump's running for president. That's right. He announced it here yesterday. Where else but in Trump Tower in typical Trump style with lots of bravado and a big speech. I have to say, personally, I'm happy to see Trump enter this race after years of teasing us. He was going to run. He was not going to run. He's definitely going to bring some fun into this field, which up until now, let's face it, has been filled with a bunch of stiff, boring, ideologically rigid idiots. Okay, Trump's funny and he's rich. Just ask him. He'll tell you. Yesterday in his speech, he's like, I'm so rich. I am so rich, right? Who could do that? Who can get away with that? Remember Romney tried to hide from his wealth? I never thought Trump was going to do it, and I'll tell you why. Because in order to do it, he has to release his financials, and I never thought he would do that. You know, a lot of people said Trump was not worth anywhere near what he claimed to be worth. They were saying he was living off of daddy's money and only had was maybe the money from Celebrity Apprentice. But, you know, yesterday he did show his financials. And we saw, according to his financials, that the guy's worth $8 billion. Not bad. I used to hate Donald Trump, okay? I used to despise the guy. But I'm kind of warming up to him. And I don't know, maybe it's because everyone out there is so bad. And I tell you, one thing I really like about him is that he's not politically correct. Yesterday, he totally belittled the other candidates. He spoke about Marco Rubio. He said it took the guy a week to answer a simple question on whether or not going into Iraq was a good idea. A week. Same thing with Huckabee. These guys are idiots and they're not leaders at all. And Trump pointed that out, I thought, extremely well. He said those things, he criticized those guys, and it was deserved criticism. Now, he gave some of his proposals, too. He wants to repeal and replace Obamacare, but he said with strengthening Medicare and Medicaid, okay, for everybody. And it sounds like, you know, that's a plan that I talked about. It's like a single payer plan. He said he wants to keep Social Security. Now, he's the only Republican to say that he wants to keep Social Security. They're all saying they want to cut it or eliminate it. Even some of the Democrats are saying that we have to cut back. I admire him for that. That's the right thing to do. He also said we're going to rebuild the infrastructure of the country. I build. That's what I do. These are great ideas. What are these other clowns saying? Nothing. But I have to address something that I'm sure is making all of you MMT folks out there cringe. I'm one of those MMT folks myself. And that's when Trump said, we're running out of money, right? And I'm going to go and bring our money back. I'm going to bring our money back. Now, look, we know he's way off on the monetary understanding that. I know, we know we can't be out of money. We cannot run out of dollars. We issue the dollar. Donnie boy, we issue the dollar. And you're going to bring it back. You're going to bring it back from where? Okay, it's all here. All dollars on deposit can only reside in one place and one place only, and that is as electronic entries on the Fed's computer. So it doesn't matter if Japan has 1.2 trillion or China has 1.3 trillion or the rest of the world has collectively 3.5 or 4 trillion. It's all on deposit at the Fed right here. It doesn't go anywhere. Can't go anywhere. All right? Now, dollar bills and coins, a little bit of a different story. Yes, those can physically be taken away and stashed somewhere, like maybe in some guy's mattress in China or stacked up in a drug dealer's mansion in Mexico. I don't know, 2 examples right there. But the vast majority of paper dollars, Federal Reserve notes and coins, they're right here in bank vaults because they're needed. They're needed to meet the cash demands of the public. Okay? And furthermore, the currency, the paper money, the coins, it's just a tiny fraction of our $12 trillion money supply. It's like a little over $1 trillion. All right. But the problem with this, I'm going to bring the money back belief is that it comes with a whole bunch of really bad policy ideas. Because like in Trump's mind, how do you bring it back? Well, you bring it back for him, in his mind, by exporting our products to China and Japan instead of them exporting to us. What's wrong with that, you might say? It sounds like a good idea. I'll tell you what's wrong with that. How do you do it? You do it by reducing wages here in the United States, maybe erecting trade barriers, keeping the currency weak. all those things reduce our real terms of trade. In other words, Americans get less. They get less income. They get less of the fruits of their own labor. All the stuff that we make, the food, the cars, the clothes, the electronics, the computers, the software, the oil, the medicine, it all gets shipped away to the rest of the world. They benefit, and we get our dollars, which we were able to make anyway without any limit, and by the way, which never went anywhere in the first place. So, dumb idea, Donald. Dumb idea. I have to say to all my MMT friends out there, you know, all these guys are going to get it wrong. Even Bernie Sanders is going to get it wrong. That's not going to change. That's not something that Mosler or Kelton or Ray or anybody is going to change, because that is what the vast majority of the public believes. Okay? And any good marketing person will tell you it's a lot easier to sell people what they want than to change their minds. Anyway, that's it. Those are my thoughts on Donald Trump. Leave your comments. That's it for now. It's going to be fun watching in the coming months. See you next time. Bye-bye.